New Super Mario Bros was one of the biggest games of 2009 and gave Miyamoto one of his lifelong dreams, a multiplayer Mario game. The funny thing is though, Link got there first. And not just first, twice. In 2002, Nintendo and Capcom would join together for the second time, this time to port the Super Nintendo classic A Link to the Past to the Game Boy Advance. The port itself was fairly well done, as well as having new sound effects for Link. But the game would also feature something else: The Legend of Zelda: Four Swords. Four Swords was the first Zelda multiplayer game. The game would see Link split off into 4 different colours: green, red, blue, and purple. The only problem is, I can't review it. Mainly because to play the game you need 4 Game Boy Advances, 4 copies of the game, and 4 link cables. Yeah. Fortunately, those problems were all fixed in 2004 when Four Swords Adventure was released for the GameCube. The game allowed you to play solo or up to 4 players. The most interesting part of this game was you didn't just have to use your GameCube controller. Using the link up, you actually could use your GBA as a controller. Oh, yeah, if you think I'm going to do a gag where there's 4 of me here on this couch, you don't know me at all. Plus, I'm lazy. While playing solo, you could either pick the GameCube or GBA as a controller. When it came to playing multiplayer though, you had to use the GBA. The most interesting part of this whole system was, every time you went into a house, the GBA screen would actually show what was inside. You know, this is probably how the Project Cafe controller is going to be like, only with more buttons. Four Swords Adventure would see you playing as the 4 Links again. The game's main villain was Dark Link, Shadow Link, your evil doppelganger that hasn't been seen since Ocarina of Time. Anyway, Dark Link, or whatever the hell his name is, has captured Zelda and the Shrine Maidens, and it's up to you to rescue them. Obviously. The game would allow you to arrange the 4 links in 4 specific patterns, as well as being able to go separately. This was needed to help progress in certain areas. I recommend using the diamond pattern, as it's the best one to kick enemies' asses with, as well as progress Link's new lawn cutting business. Unlike other Zelda games where the game is just one big world, Four Swords Adventure was a much more linear game, being separated into worlds and levels. Not to mention it features some familiar characters like Melon and him again. The game's main focus was collecting Force Gems to power the Force Sword. Collect 2,000 Force Gems and the sword reaches full power, and allows you to defeat the dark barriers and bosses in every level. The gameplay and elements are similar to Link to the Past, which is why some people consider this an unofficial sequel to the NES classic. Four Swords Adventures was marketed as a party game, but sadly it didn't turn to sales, with the game not even being able to break the 1 million mark, which is a real shame considering how fun the game actually is. While lacking the substance of a regular Zelda game, Four Swords Adventure is a really fun game, and you can easily find a copy on eBay. Now, ports and add-ons are fine, but the Game Boy Advance had still yet to see its very own Zelda game. Fortunately, that was fixed in 2004. Which of course we'll talk about next time, here on the History of Zelda.